Let's go Dolphins! The Miami Dolphins are at a crossroads, and what's happening behind closed doors might shock you. While fans are focused on tonight's Monday Night Football matchup against the winless New York Jets, there's a deeper story unfolding. What if I told you there's one player whose performance tonight could single-handedly define this team's future? Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal goes far beyond this game. It could trigger major changes within the Dolphins organization. But before I delve deeper, do this for me. If you've been a Dolphins fan long enough to remember the disappointments, the rebuilds, and the broken promises, click that like button right now. And if your loyalty runs deep, leave a comment saying, "Go Dolphins! Let's not give up!" Because, believe me, what I'm about to reveal will touch the hearts of all the true fans who have been waiting for this franchise to finally turn the page. Now, to the point, let's understand what's really going on. Tonight's matchup against the Jets is not just another game, it's a must-win for a Dolphins team that is clinging to hope, but plagued by major inconsistencies. Let's talk about why this game matters and how Miami can actually come out on top. And it's not just about throwing the football. Statistically, the Dolphins' third down offense is elite. I mean, we're talking number one in the entire NFL in conversion rate, 54.3%. That's not a small feat. They're also fifth in EPA per play. But that success hasn't translated to wins, and that tells you something deeper is broken. Miami's offensive strategy has leaned heavily, maybe too heavily, on the pass. With an 80-20 pass-to-run ratio, McDaniel is putting a ton of pressure on the air game. It's worked in flashes, but balance is clearly lacking. Ironically, on third downs when they actually do run the ball, the Dolphins are elite, best in the league in EPA per rush, a jaw-dropping plus 0.85. They also have an 85.7% success rate and average 7.6 yards per carry on those third down runs, second only to Baltimore. Yet somehow, they're only running it 20% of the time in those situations. You do the math. The problem here isn't capability, it's commitment. Miami has the talent to run the football effectively, especially with explosive weapons like Devon Achane and Ollie Gordon in the backfield. And yet, through 3 weeks, those two have combined for just 42 carries. That's unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. They've averaged nearly 200 yards, yes, but the volume? Not even close to where it should be. And it's killing Miami's ability to play with rhythm and keep defenses honest. Against the Colts, they ran it just 10 times. Week 2, only 15. Finally, against Buffalo, they got up to 23 designed runs. It's trending up, but it's still not enough. If Miami wants to turn this season around, they must get over that 25 carry threshold tonight. Period. Defensively, things are even worse. And here's where the real concern and anger starts to build. Zach Sealer, who signed a huge extension this offseason and was expected to be the heart of the defensive front, has been flat out invisible. Let's call it what it is. He's been a ghost. 10 tackles through 3 games. No sacks, no tackles for loss, no impact, none. He's the captain of this defense, and he's playing like a third-string backup. He ranks 71st out of 75 qualifying defensive linemen in PFF overall grade. And when it comes to pass rushing, it's worse, 56th in pressures and 64th in win rate. It's an embarrassment, but he's not alone. The entire defensive line has been abysmal, particularly against the run. Chubb, Jalen Phillips, Seiler, even the promising Kenneth Grant, every single one of them shows up in the wrong quadrant when you break down run-stop metrics and EPA allowed. It's not just bad, it's statistically among the worst in the league. You want to know why the Dolphins are 0-3? Start there. And the timing couldn't be worse, because tonight they face a Jets offense that might not scare you in the passing game, but can gash you on the ground with Breece Hall and create chaos with Justin Fields' mobility in RPOs and read options. The only saving grace? The Jets are atrocious on third down. They've converted just 28% of their attempts, third worst in the league. None of their conversions have come on 3rd and 10 or longer. 0. So if Miami can stay disciplined, force them into those long third down situations, they can get off the field. But if the Jets are sitting on 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, look out, because that's when their limited but creative offense becomes dangerous. Another exploitable point tonight, the middle of the field. The Jets are down 2 of their top linebackers, Quincy Williams and Marcelino McCrary-Ball, both out. That leaves them scrambling with practice squad replacements next to their only healthy starter, Sherrod. If there was ever a time to attack the middle, both with the run game and short to intermediate passing, it's tonight. That's where you get Devon Achane in mismatches. That's where Darren Waller can do damage even in a limited snap count. That's where Malik Washington can make his presence felt. Because let's be real, if Zach Sealer doesn't bounce back tonight, when will he? This is the perfect setup. Monday Night Football, at home, against an offense that's been struggling mightily. If your captain, your anchor on the defensive line, can't dominate in this scenario against backup offensive linemen and a run-first offense that's desperate for rhythm, then what are we even doing here? And that's the problem, right? Chris Grier keeps handing out contracts based on past production and potential instead of present performance. Sieler was dominant last year, yes, but the moment the ink dried on his extension, the performance vanished. That has become a trend under Grier's front office. Overpaying guys, locking them up long-term, and watching them disappear when it counts. That culture is toxic. That mindset kills locker rooms. And that's why the fans are fed up. Now, on the other side of the ball, the opportunity is just as clear. The Jets' defense, while not terrible statistically, is severely banged up. Linebackers depleted. Defensive line a step slower. And you better believe they'll be stacking the box trying to stop a Chain and Gordon. But that's exactly where McDaniel has to lean in and get creative. More motion. More traps. More misdirection. Stop trying to outsmart everyone with gimmicks. Just run the football up the gut behind Robert Hunt and Connor Williams. Create a rhythm. Force the defense to respect the run. That's how you open up the middle for play action. That's how you give Tua Tagovailoa the time and spacing he needs to find Darren Waller over the seam or Malik Washington cutting across the zone. It's not rocket science. The Dolphins don't need to reinvent football tonight. They just need to do the simple things consistently, run the football with purpose, stay ahead of the sticks, get the defense off the field on third downs, and force turnovers when opportunities present themselves. But none of that happens if the trenches lose. And so far, the Dolphins' trenches have been getting pushed around like a JV squad. Defensively, this is your moment, Zach Sieler. This is the game where you either reestablish yourself as the leader of this defense or prove that your contract was a mistake. I don't care about pressures. I don't care about PFF grades. I want to see you blow up the middle of that Jets offensive line and make plays. Get into the backfield. Force Breece Hall to bounce it outside. Break up the timing on those play actions. Make Justin Fields uncomfortable. The film is out. Fields doesn't like pressure up the middle. He spins into it. He panics. This is where your presence, or lack of it, changes the entire game. And offensively, Tua has to start faster. This team has been sluggish out of the gate every week. We're playing from behind far too often, and that limits the run game and forces unnecessary risk. I want to see a first drive touchdown. I want to see urgency. No more scripted 3-and-outs. No more punting from our own 30 after a holding penalty kills the opening series. Set the tone. Punch first. Make the Jets chase you, not the other way around. And by the way, if we do get the lead, can we please manage the game like a team that knows how to win? Run the ball. Control the clock. Get out of this stadium with a win and some dignity. Because if we lose tonight, at home, in prime time, to the 0-3 Jets, the noise around McDaniel and Grier is going to be deafening. And rightfully so. No more excuses. No more we were close. No more it's still early in the season. If the Dolphins fall to 0-4 tonight, the season might already be over. You don't recover from that. Not in the AFC. This game is more than a win or loss. It's a test of character, a test of coaching, a test of whether this team has any fight left in it, or if we're heading toward another wasted year while other teams pass us by. We've been waiting too long. We've believed in too many false starts. It's time to show up. So what do you think, Dolphins fans? Will Zach Sieler finally wake up tonight and play like the defensive captain we need him to be? Or are we looking at another overpaid bust from Grier's long list of disappointments? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's see who's still holding the line with this team. Go Dolphins!